Welcome to the first week of our Break into Tech series. Today, we're going to kick off our program by really getting into how to learn coding, data structures, and algorithms, and more specifically, how to do so in terms of a coding interview environment. So we'll start by talking about coding, like languages, what you need to know. Oh, shit. I skipped a line. All right. Sorry, my bad. Run it back.
That's okay. My thingy wasn't working either.
Yeah, you threw me off.
Huh?
What? What'd you say?
I'll just never mind.
Okay.
Restart.
All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. Why do I keep saying? Welcome to the first week of our Break into Tech series. Today, we're going to kick off our program by really getting into how to learn coding, data structures, and algorithms, and more specifically, how to do so in terms of a coding interview environment, because ultimately, we want to get a job, right? So we'll start things off by talking about coding, like languages you need to know and stuff like that. Then I'll get into data structures and algorithms and why those are important as well. After that, we'll talk about resources for the more advanced coders. And finally, we'll finish up with a guest speaker. They'll touch on how they learn coding, data structures, and algorithms, and then how they use this to get the internship they'll be going into in the coming summer. So first up, coding. A question you guys probably have is, what languages do I need to know? And the answer is, honestly, it really doesn't matter. As long as you know one language really well, then that's perfectly fine. And this is because you can use any language to solve a technical interview question. With that being said, though, we highly recommend that you learn and use Python for our interviews. And this is because of the three reasons you see in front of you. One, it is the easiest to learn and use. It's literally pseudocode, right? And this is important because the point of the programming interview is analysis, explanation, and speed. So using a language that isn't syntax heavy and allows for heavier abstraction is perfect for all of this. The second reason is that it's the fastest language to use as well. You can write it much faster than any other language. Now, this is extremely important because the interview questions you are going to be given will require you to solve a pretty complex problem in a relatively short amount of time. So we recommend that you obviously try to gain as much time as you can. And you'll be able to check over your work much faster this way as well, right? And lastly, if you were going to do practice problems you found online, the answer and explanation will most likely be given in Python. This is because it's the most widespread language for these types of interviews. So it's important to have that consistency. You wouldn't want to answer a problem in C and then have to look at an explanation in Python. And also, that reminds me of something else. Your interviewers will most likely know Python the best as well. So using a language that they are comfortable with is really important too. So now that we have gone over why Python is the best language, how do we learn it? Well, it's a pretty easy answer thanks to the millions of Indian YouTubers out there. Jokes aside, though, there are literally thousands of free YouTube videos that you can use to learn the basics of programming because of that. There's also websites like Codecademy that offer free programs where you can learn and practice writing syntax. And of course, we have our own Intro to Computer Programming class too, though, as you all know, it is very, very expensive. But honestly, if you pick the right teacher, you can definitely learn a decent amount. And lastly, we have Udemy. I'll actually be referencing Udemy a lot, so I'll tell you guys what it is. Udemy is basically an online learning platform that costs money. However, it is definitely worth the price. They go really into detail about anything you want to learn and do so in an interesting way. And think about this, each NYU class is thousands of dollars, but each Udemy course is like under 20. So you could just not take an NYU class and watch some Udemy courses instead. And for you guys, two classes we highly recommend are the Complete Python Developer Zero to Mastery course and the Master the Coding Interview course. Yeah, and now moving on to data structures and algorithms. Why are data structures and algorithms necessary? Well, coding interviews directly test you on topics such as linked lists, queues, sorting, searching, and the like. Moreover, real programmers face daily problems that they need to fix with their problem-solving skills. So companies want to make sure that you can overcome these technical and on-the-feet obstacles. Furthermore, you'll often use specific data structures and algorithms to optimize your code so that it runs as efficiently as possible. So that's why you need to learn these as well. And how do we do so? Well, you could use Udemy as well. There's a really amazing course called Master the Coding Interview on data structures and algorithms. But besides Udemy, we also have Algo Expert. Algo Expert is also a paid for website that has videos on learning data structure and algorithms, and it has a built-in IDE so that you could practice on it as well. But of course, you could also take an NYU class on these subjects or watch some YouTube videos. So that being said, I assume that many of you, well, most of you are advanced coders. You know what you're doing, but there's always room for improvement. So at this point, what you need to do is bridge those knowledge gaps you have, sharpen your skills through practice, and start doing mock interviews. And how you can do all of those things is by using Udemy again. Besides Udemy, you can also sharpen your skills with Grokking, the coding interview. Grokking is an ebook that goes over literally everything and has a built-in IDE so that you can practice on it as well. Now, Grokking is located on educative.io and also costs money, but it is by far the best resource out of anything we listed. So if you are short on money, then we recommend you pick this one. And lastly, once you've learned and practiced your coding skills enough, you can start mock interviewing for real. Mock interviewing means doing real interview questions on your own time, kind of like how we all practice for the SAT or ACT back in high school. And there's a gazillion real mock interview questions on LeetCode, which is free. Lastly, if you are practicing and you experience bugs or code that just doesn't run or make any sense, you can use this Python tool, pythontutor.com, to debug your code or visualize it live. And that's all I got for you guys today. Also, before I forget, we actually have a mentorship program as well. I know I mentioned it last time, but this is just a quick reminder. Basically, the program partners you guys with a mentor. We'll give you individual resume reviews, project help, as well as interview practice. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for coming out, and see you next week.